It says we're live right over here. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us this Monday evening. You guys, let's just get the cat right out of the bag. We are down Misty this evening. God love her. She made a valiant effort to be here. We convinced her that maybe she should take the time to rest and relax.
Yes.
It's important, right?
Absolutely.
It is. You know what? Maybe that's something that we can talk about this evening. Like resting, relaxing, making sure that we're taking care of our mental, our physical, and our emotional health. Girl, if you say sorry for taking care of yourself, you better stop that now. She's still here in the chat. She probably is going to go get her rest at some point. But you guys, thank you so much again for joining us on Vintage Rescue Squad. Misty is still resting. She needs to feel better, so she needs to take all the time in the world that she needs. She's very sad not to be here because, of course, we are welcoming back Fatbird Finds, Laura and Mary Beth. Ladies, thank you for joining us and for their YouTube, well, almost their YouTube debut because they put out a trailer on their YouTube channel. But making their official YouTube debut is Andrew and Ana from InVintage.Colour. They're whatnot sellers. We are very excited to have them on. Thank you guys for agreeing to be with us tonight.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. And speaking about all of the people that we want to welcome, of course, you guys, we have the very distinct pleasure and honor and privilege of being up here on this screen because of everybody out there in the chat watching. You guys, thank you so much. And a special shout out is going to Miss Karen Radford. Lady, you're the first comment that I am seeing out there. She is working diligently to put the good rep back on that Karen name, and she's doing good. We've got Deborah with us this evening. Hello, lady. Ruthie B is in the chat, and Hammy Whammy. We've got Enamor Amy is with us. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. We've got Susan out there. Hey, lady. We've got Garden Magic. Judy, welcome and thank you. Hey, look. Fellow whatnot seller. We've got Sandra.
Hey, Sandra.
Sarah is with us, LaDonna and Rob. How is everybody doing tonight? Lisa, good evening. Nancy, Karen, Pat. Oh my gosh. Nicky Moss is with us tonight. I get stuck in this aloha he, aloha ha. Hello,
Ready.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Jamie Rose, how are you? Shelby, good evening. Look at that. Look who's in the chat. That's right.
Black Gal Val.
Black Gal Val. Hey, how are you doing there, lady? Oh my goodness, lots of we've got Vegas Grandma and Jean is with us and Diane. You guys, we could do this all night. Oh, the Colemans are in the house. Watch out. Sarah Lee is with us and Tammy B. How are you doing? I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Hello to everybody. I do apologize to anybody, of course, that I am missing. We only have 2 hours this evening, so we're going to try to make the most of it. Hey, Tiger. Again, thank you guys so much. What we will go ahead and do is we're just going to go around round robin. We'll let Andrew and Ana introduce themselves officially. We'll go on to, of course, Laura and Mary Beth, and I will conclude. How about that?
Sounds great.
Go for it.
Well, thanks so much for having us. This is very fun. Well, I'm Andrew, and this is Ana, and we sell on Whatnot and eBay, and this is our first time speaking face to face to the camera, so we're a little awkward, but definitely excited to try it out, and have really, I don't know what else. Some people know us from Whatnot. I'm in the chat, but for others who don't, we like antiques primarily, and old things, and yeah, we really enjoy finding treasures and we work together. So yeah, it's fun.
They obviously have amazing fashion sense too, folks. I think we can all agree on that.
Isn't that awesome?
Mhm. Full. Andrew brought out the prints. Anna is in the velvet. They are coordinated with the wall. I'm loving the look. It's a full look. I'm loving the colors too. Now, Jamie is asking, Laura girl, what did your shirt say?
Okay, now Jamie, I see you at Kennedy's Castle all the time, so you should know about this shirt. What do you think, Jamie?
Just gets
And wait, I gotta show the back.
Do it up.
Am I in frame?
Shoot dang gang.
Shoot dang. Shoot dang.
Dang.
There it is. So you guys, I highlighted Kennedy's Castle down there. And Laura, do you want to tell folks officially who made it?
Yes, Kennedy's Castle. Glasgow Val made this super cute t-shirt. So if you have not had the fun of going to one of their shows, Jamie, how do I get one? I know, right? So it's just a blast. It's a party, and they're on every night, I think, almost, right, Val? Oh yeah, she said it glows too. Can you? I wonder if we can demonstrate it. Is it?
It started to when you did it earlier. Oh, it's that kind of show this evening.
Right
Okay.
into the sea, but it definitely is glowing.
So
Oh.
yeah, so we have all kinds of fun over there and hanging out in the chat.
There you go. Val's going to put them up for sale tonight. You guys can't make it any easier than that. So, ladies, do you want to? I mean, I know everybody knows and loves Fatbird Finds, but just to make it official,
You're too sweet.
Well.
You talk first, and then I'm going to talk about Andrew and Anna.
Okay, well, yeah, to make it official, I'm Mary Beth.
And I'm Laura.
And we're Fatbird Finds, and we try to put out weekly content. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but, sometimes it does. And then we always have a Friday night show called Flippin' and Sippin', where we celebrate the weekend, have a drink, sell some items, and play some games and have some fun.
Nice.
Wow, you did that great.
Thanks.
It's like you memorized that.
it's almost like you've done this before.
I know, right? And recently I have gone to full-time reselling, so more content should be coming.
Yes.
It should be, right?
Laura did it. If you've missed it, if you've missed our content lately, Laura did it. She quit her job. She's doing it.
It's great so far. Great.
That's right.
Thanks,
Any regrets?
No regret. No regret.
No regret.
No regrets. No, not yet. Not yet, Michael.
not
Do
doing
you
it.
feel? Do a lot of people? A lot of people ask me initially, and this is one big question, and we talked about this, but do you have that sense of, or did you get that feeling of, oh, I wish I had done it sooner, or have you not had that?
I kind of wish I had done it sooner.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I feel good about it. I feel like the time was right. Like all of this is coming up. There wouldn't be time for whatnot, and being guests on people's shows and doing your own show and eBay and shipping and it's just there's not enough hours in the day.
Jerry, that's for sure. She's busier now than ever. Like she's working a couple days a week at her mom's store, so she's able to help her mom out as well. And I feel like I don't see her as much even.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like work though.
There is a certain amount of freedom to it. Now, Andrew, Anna, you guys are not full-time resellers, is that? And you don't have to get into like, this is where I work or anything like that. I mean,
We are full-time sellers.
Yeah.
You are full-time sellers.
Yes.
Yeah.
We work on the eBay store, on the Whatnot every Wednesday. And sourcing and shipping, and it's full-time job.
Trying to get better and better with all refining every detail. You lose a lot of time when trying to learn new things, and it's as Laura was saying, it's like
The organizing.
the organization is really difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just as a quick reminder, and I hate to interject you guys, but for anybody that is watching now or in the replay, do keep in mind that in the description of the video, everybody's links are listed down below for you. So we made it really easy for you. If you are on Whatnot and you are not already following in Vintage Color or Fatbird Finds, I have those links posted there for you. Of course, their YouTube links are listed, as are their Instagram links. And I did put Andrew and Anna's eBay page is listed down below. You guys have some beautiful things on the eBay store.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Michael, they just have beautiful things in general.
True.
Hey, look, I'm wearing my, this is, my little t-shirt was for Kennedy's Castle, but I'm wearing my bracelet, Andrew.
Wow.
Isn't that beautiful?
Beautiful. Yes.
So color.
And my earrings.
Oh,
Like,
man. Oh, yeah.
The wire earrings.
and Mary Beth's earrings.
Oh, did you get those from Andrew as well?
They're
Awesome.
sterling.
Misty has several sets of earrings from Andrew and Anna. Yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
Love it.
I'm happy
Mhm.
it's being worn.
Yeah, thank you.
Used
for
and loved.
showing.
Yeah.
And I got one more thing to show Michael.
Okay, do it up. I love show and tell.
Yeah, look at this. So I bought this from them. And Andrew, now you can tell us about this, but I think Andrew has made a shirt out of this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Here, wait, let me put you up big screen. Hold on. Blue. There. Now you're big.
Okay. Isn't that cool?
Now it's focused. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's from what, 1875, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is.
So how
It's-
cool is that?
That's fun.
Yeah, we made a really fun design, t-shirt design with that. With a mix of that and other antique ephemera. I would say maybe like 6 or 7 different pieces of ephemera. So, getting fun.
So with your apparel designs, you go through and you take primarily antique, but some vintage imagery. You kind of like shape cut them and then combine them together to make your own kind of like imagery.
Yeah, just like learn. I'm trying to learn just how to cut images and manipulate, move them around, and also the composition of the t-shirt, like the kind of how your eye travels and the story that's going on. And I mean, I can show that t-shirt, but
Yeah, if you want to.
I
I'll
can
bring
get
it.
it. Oh,
I knew it existed already yet.
yeah, just some samples.
Nice.
We like the sample.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just it's fun. I like, it's an artistic process, you know, and being able to reuse this antique ephemera in this way, I think is really nice.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes. So.
Yeah, but just as a reminder, guys, if this is Andrew and Anna are in Vintage Color and they are the Whatnot sellers. I know that we've talked about them on Vintage Rescue, only in good ways, of course, in Vintage Rescue Squad. I know Laura, Mary Beth. It's an amazing show. You get piano concerts sometimes. If you kind of maybe goad Andrew a little bit, you can sometimes get him to play the piano for you. It's just an amazing vibe. I cannot recommend it enough. And I really, truly, sincerely do believe this, that I think a lot of you would really, really enjoy attending the sale. It's so warm and inviting, and the music is beautiful.
And it's just so relaxing. You know, Andrew is he's got a very calm pace. He'll go
Yes.
back and show you something like 2 or 3 times. Like I wasn't, I had to like go and do something and come back and he's like, Laura, you missed this. Wait, let me show this to you again. And that thing, it's very, very personal. And it's just like, it's just like sitting around the table across from someone and just looking at cool stuff.
Harper.
Thanks, Harper. Harper's also a Whatnot seller.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. All right, let's see it. What do you got? Here, I'm going to make you big. That way you can show it bigger too.
Okay.
Oh, Boom. So,
Oh, how cool.
Oh, that's so neat.
So that's the
oh,
image.
and it's yeah, I saw that. Okay.
So that's the image that Laura that has the ephemera, and then these are different pieces of ephemera, and also this is from an old steamship catalog, like the hand-drawn steamship parts and things. So yeah, putting them together in different ways and trying to create a cool ensemble of characters and antique pieces. So
Very
I
cool.
I love
love it. Love it. How's that first impression? Now you guys are big screen. See, it's not that bad, right?
it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, I'll put us all back together. Now you guys aren't used to being on front of the camera.
Yes. Usually we have the camera on, facing this way on my hands and the items. And the only time is usually when the camera's on me is if I play piano in the show. Kind of on
Just
me.
the hands.
Yeah, but I'm more comfortable, like calm and stuff when I'm doing that. So
You're focused.
yeah, I'm not thinking so much of people looking at my face, and so and the camera is not kind and all of these. But anyway.
No, I mean, but that's a legitimate thing, and I don't think that's something, and I think that prevents a lot of people from doing social media. Is there is a weird feeling of seeing yourself on camera, hearing yourself. I mean, Laura, Mary Beth, do you guys remember those first few times when you were?
Oh,
Oh, it was so funny
it's
though.
so bad.
It was so ridiculous because Laura was so, I mean, I was nervous too, don't get me wrong. But Laura was just so beside herself. She was like, "Oh, I don't really want to talk." I'm like, "Laura, this was your idea. You wanted to have a YouTube channel. You have to talk. What are we supposed to talk?" It was so funny.
Yeah. Oh my God, I was dying.
We were so silly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But you get over it though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You really do.
But how did you get over it?
I think just jumping into it. I mean, even for a while doing our live shows, doing flipping and sipping, I would be so nervous beforehand for a long time. And I don't know, I guess it was just the repetitiveness of it. I've finally got over it.
Yep.
Well, and plus people are so nice. Like if we hadn't had this great community full of people that are so generous with their comments and their support and stuff like that, it'd be a whole different thing. Like if you had all these crackpots being mean, I mean it would have been awful.
Laura, don't say crackpot.
People that were just maybe the overly opinionated on things of importance.
Yes, there you go. That's great.
Yeah. That's right. And sometimes lying to yourself, like it's all okay, it's fine, everything's okay. I think that we're always our own worst critics at the end of the day. There's nobody that's going to be harder on you than yourself. And sometimes when you do put yourself out there, people connect with all those idiosyncrasies. And that's what I was telling Andrew and Anna earlier is that, but that's what builds community. That's what gravitates people towards you, is being your authentic self and not feeling like you have to be something that you're not, but you have to get over the hurdle of being comfortable with being yourself and exposing yourself on social media. And it takes practice.
Yes.
Definitely.
Well, I'm being told my mic. I'm here. I'm grabbing my mic.
What happened?
I don't know. His mic? Oh, where's our mics?
They don't, we can't use both of them with StreamYard.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Your bittersweet back there is calling out to me.
Don't you love it? It's going to be available Wednesday. I got the wrong thing. Sorry.
Beautiful.
Now I got the right thing.
Well, nice back.
But you got Laura, Mary Beth, Andrew, Anna, you guys can hear me. It's just, I think it's everybody else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the problem. It's like, am I okay? And you guys are like, yeah. And then everybody else is like, what are you saying?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Can have a Mimi break.
How's it going now?
All right. Can everybody hear me? You guys,
Oh,
welcome to Vintage Rescue Squad. How are you all doing tonight? Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Michael Todd. Folks, remember, keep Misty Pate, Thrifter, Junker, Vintage Hunter in your thoughts. She's at home getting rest that she deserves. Okay, done.
Yes.
great.
Okay, now everybody can hear me. Good. All right.
Sound great.
Good. Now, you guys do keep in mind that just because we, as we have said before in other vintage rescue, thank you, other vintage rescue squads, is just because we happen to be the ones that are up here on camera, that conversation is not limited to us. If you guys, thank you, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask them. You guys play an integral part of this conversation. Go ahead, put them in caps. That way it stands out a little bit easier. And we will try to the best of our abilities to get all of those Mary, I do love NPR. Thank you very much. But yeah, so please don't hesitate, put them in caps. And again, we'll just try to get to as many questions as possible. So now, Andrew, Anna, you guys started off by selling on eBay. I'm curious to know, what did your like reselling journey look like? Like what got you guys into the collecting and the reselling aspects?
Well, um, we started going a lot metal detecting and finding all these like interesting metals and like coins.
Okay.
But Andrew has always been interested in like the collection of coins and um,
Just like
just
treasure hunting in general, I guess,
finding.
and history and old things. Yeah.
Keep going.
No. But yeah, I mean, I think we started with eBay. Well, I mean, we're in Boston, so it's a very historic place and surrounded by a lot of really beautiful things and antiques. And personally, I like that type of, really old atmosphere. And like when I was a kid, I used to play like piano with just candlelight at night, like because I didn't like the like real lights, So I'm like that kind of hopeless romantic type in a way. But anyway, well, when Anna first came here, she couldn't work legally, like because we were in her process of getting her green card, and it was something that we thought we could do together, like while we're waiting for her to like, because we got married, and like it takes a really long time to go through all of that, and I was kind of changing work, and I was getting more into like finding treasures and wanting to resell them, and so we started working on it together, and just decided to put our energy into being antiquarians, like learning more about history and antiques, and
Yeah.
and then we with Whatnot, we really enjoyed the social aspect that was missing with eBay, and meeting you and everyone, and so many people in the chat as well that like we've met on Whatnot. And
Before Whatnot, we were thinking like, oh, we should do YouTube, but as I was telling you, it was so weird for us. Like,
yeah, it's a big jump.
Yeah, just recording us and being like, no, this is not going into the internet.
Has
And
Whatnot has Whatnot helped you guys in regards to feeling more comfortable on camera?
Yeah, I think talking to the camera, it's easier.
yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, we must have done probably around 20 shows so far on Whatnot, and definitely, I mean, there's already such a supportive community. When we first, yes, these are vintage, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Both.
this is a vintage Oogie, like, it's anyway. I don't know. There was such a sorry, I just saw the question, but
Mhm.
yeah, there. You know, we did a first test stream on Whatnot late at night, and just like we're like, oh, we're gonna hang out and just test this out, and it took maybe 30 minutes. There weren't that many people, and there wasn't anyone chatting. But then a few people came in, and like one is Humor, who's the new Black, who's a great person in the chat who's always anyway, and they were very supportive and like, oh, you're doing fine. And then it was kind of just like hanging out. And
They
from
were
there we
they
got
were
more
even
comfortable.
suggesting what to do and like
Yeah.
activities to make it more like fun. Yeah.
So it was a really nice transition, like from it's not like just putting videos up on YouTube like out into the nether. It's you're really when you go on a live sale and whatnot, like there's that aspect of like there's people who can chat with you and you can kind of like you know anyway. So yeah, I would say Whatnot really helped us get a little bit more comfortable, and even playing the piano for people and stuff would help because I get anxious doing that as well. So
You do.
yeah,
I did not. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Whatnot definitely. I mean, having people who are supportive and liking that aspect of it, and it's not that I don't want to do it, but I just get very anxious, I guess, doing it. So I've always, had that with live performances too. So
Jamie, I guess that is a new feature. I didn't know about this. That makes things a lot easier. Jamie is saying that she just
Oh, wow.
noticed you can get to people's YouTube page from clicking on their name in the chat now.
Oh, you used to be able to do that, and they took it away.
That's an oldie, man. You used to be able to do that. I'm so glad that's back.
That's fantastic.
That's pretty gosh darn amazing. Thank you for bringing. Oh,
great.
Oh.
Oh.
Dasher.
Here we
Dasher.
go.
Everybody's clicking on everybody's name and they're like, no, I can't.
Like a mod.
Oh well,
I need my button.
good try.
Oh well. Yeah, see now everybody's like, it's not working for me. Sorry, we got everybody's hopes up on that one. Now, Andrew and Anna, you were talking about like the social and the community aspects of Whatnot, and I think that Whatnot has done a really good job of really focusing, primarily so far. Let me clarify, has done so far really well on promoting itself as a selling platform. It's very like even the formatting is very object driven. So you guys might see your seller on there, you mostly don't, and it's all about the object. It's about the object. It's about because it is very fast paced. But Andrew and Laura, you guys were talking about maybe exploring some things jointly on Whatnot to maybe experiment with more social aspects.
I'll let Laura.
Yeah. I'm laughing because somebody said it looks like I have a bad word on my shirt. So
this is a nice show.
This is a nice show. I'm trying to like I don't have like bad words on my shirt.
This isn't flipping and sipping. You got to wait till Friday for that business.
After 11.
After 11.
Okay. Yeah. So we just got to talking. I think we were on Andrew's channel one night or something like that, and so we started talking about trying to get more social, even some more social aspects into the sales. So a couple people came up with the idea. We did some of the co-hosting things on the extravaganza day, because everybody introduced the next sale, which I think is fabulous. But I mean, that takes you can't have something planned like that all the time. And, but the social part of that was great. So we just thought it'd be fun to have like a feature, like a once a week kind of thing, give it a name, give the show a name, and have a different seller, a different co-host and a different seller every week. And so like I could be going about my business doing my selling, and Andrew can watch the chat, talk to people, be more social, ask questions, answer questions, and just be like the host. We do that a lot.
So
Katie Vintage and Vinyl is a great host. She will join people's sales and talk and chat and watch the chat and all that kind of stuff. So,
so you guys were thinking about one person would be selling, and then the other person is their kind of like commentary kind of thing.
Yeah, because right now Whatnot won't let you both sell.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Split screen, but only the main host can sell. But also it gives an opportunity for the seller to speak a little bit about themselves, like before their sale. Like it could be maybe half the beginning, like of the hour, talk them speaking about themselves, and it would be a way for. And then I think also, they should be bringing for the second half like really good things, not just like things that they want to sell. But I don't know, that way more. Everyone can get to know each other. The people who are new to Whatnot, new sellers, can have a chance to speak, and those who have been there a long time can also, and also just have a nice like things to look forward to every week, where it's kind of like a hangout and sale.
So yeah, Vintage Bonnier is still waiting for their approval. It can be a little frustrating. I think what happened is that, especially after the extravaganza, there's probably been just such a huge flood of requests for approval on Whatnot. Don't give up. Send an email. Send an email and be like, hey, well, okay, so yeah, Red is saying that currently Whatnot is exploring options for two people to stream at the same time and to sell. That would be absolutely amazing. Yeah. Okay, Jay. Well, Jay is leaving us. Thank you so much for stopping in, lady. We do appreciate it. We'll see you either here or on Whatnot. So I have a question. I'm going to put Fat Birds on the spot because
Okay.
it literally just popped into my head.
Okay.
Like, do you guys, what do you think is your favorite thing so far as like, oh no, how do I want to do this? Because I feel like I'm trying to ask 5 questions all at once. I guess, what do you have a preference over selling on Whatnot or YouTube? And if you do, what is it and why? Or if you do at all, I don't know.
For me, that is a very hard question to answer. The best, there's so many good things about each platform. So for Whatnot, it is super easy for the seller. It is so easy for the seller. You put in your inventory, you go through the sale, you do it. Whatnot takes care of the invoices. Whatnot takes care of all of it. So all you have to do is print your labels, ship it, and you're done. On the other hand, Whatnot does not really have the audience for us that YouTube does. So, in a Whatnot sale, we might have, how many did you have today?
How many people?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only maybe 40-ish.
Right.
Which is good for a Whatnot sale.
It is, because it's been being more like 30.
Right.
Yeah.
Where, on a Friday night, we could have 250 easily. So it's just a much larger audience on YouTube for us. Plus, I feel like since we have more people on YouTube, more people are interested and it's more engaging. The downside with selling on YouTube is, of course, the invoicing and the tracking down of people's information if they don't send it. And, it's not as easy that way. If there's a problem, Whatnot will intervene and take care of it. Where if there's a problem on YouTube's end, you have to resolve that yourself. And that's not always easy. And, with Whatnot, you're also with Whatnot, you get more fees taken out of than you do on YouTube, where if you're just, paying PayPal's anyway. It's a hard question to answer. If I would say for me, I can't speak for Laura, so I'll let you speak next. But for me, if we had the audience on Whatnot that we do on YouTube, hands down, I think Whatnot is a great platform to sell on.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. The fees don't really bother me too much because of all the convenience.
Yeah.
And like, even when you can do it by yourself if you want to, but it's really fun to do it with the two of us doing it, because Mary Beth's like behind the scenes and she doesn't have, it's like a more chill kind of thing. Like, I like not having to be on the camera every second. I don't mind talking on there at the beginning and at the end and stuff like that. But like, as far as showing the stuff, it gets a little awkward when you're like, okay, Laura, your face. You can't focus on your face. I mean, like it's really awkward. So yeah. So it is, so I would keep hanging in there because the number, the value wise, the sales really aren't there, but it's fun. And I think if we're here at the beginning, then I think the people that are there at the beginning are going to reap the benefits later when it really gets big.
Yeah. Now, talking about the fees, and I'm interested for Andrew and Ani, your feedback on this, because you guys are selling on eBay and Whatnot actively. So are the fees comparable? I think that's a lot of people do have that question in regards to fees on eBay versus fees on Whatnot. Is one higher? Is one lower? Are they about the same? How do you guys feel about those fees?
Makes sense, right? You buys between.
Yeah, because, well, I would say the biggest thing is like your average sale price on Whatnot, because right now Whatnot takes 30 cents each transaction. So it's like 8 something percent plus 30% fee, 30 cent fee plus 2 point something percent. So percent wise, it's a little bit lower than eBay, but if you're selling something for $2 or $5 on Whatnot, that 30 cents is a much larger percent. So you're definitely paying more in fees on Whatnot if you're not selling, a high priced item. Like I'm not sure what the point is, like $10 or $15 or $20 where it goes in Whatnot's favor. But I think there's the potential that's a little bit less on Whatnot, but in general, it's maybe about the same, or maybe you're paying a little bit more on Whatnot.
Okay. But that's that's definitely something. I like the idea of it because at the end of the day, it is a cost of service. And, just as Mary Beth was saying, the convenience of it all, like selling like 30 items on the tail end of a live sale, like if you were to do it on YouTube, that can take like 2 to sometimes 3 hours, depending on what you've sold. And it can take even longer than that, depending on if you don't have everybody's information. And then you're reaching out to the resellers. Maybe 2 or 3 people haven't paid. So then you're having to send out the reminders and you have to remember to send out the reminders. So there's a lot of time that can be invested on the tail end that has nothing to do with sourcing. It has nothing to do with showing the item, nor does it have anything to do with packing the item. But it's all of that administrative kind of work. And that's a lot of time that saves. So I agree, that is a struggle because you're like, well, if I paid X amount, but it saved me 3 hours of labor, then was that fee? And just as Andrew's, at the end of the day, it's kind of one of those things. It depends on what you sell and what did they sell for and how much, did you pay that day? So it's always going to be like that variable.
And yeah, you just have to keep in mind that the 30-cent fee drives me insane. I hate that. I hate that 30 cent per item. I mean, why in the world do they have to do that? It just drives me nuts. It's like they put the whole sale together for the shipping anyway. So why can't they bill it that way?
Yeah.
And you just, and just charge the 30 cents on everything somebody bought, not each individual little
like
item.
In a bundle.
Right.
You're talking about per customer transaction versus per item transaction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I hate
see.
the per item thing. It looks ridiculous in your bank account for one thing, because I've been a buyer and a seller. So as a buyer, it's like it looks like you've spent a fortune, but you've got like 5 or 10 $2 items or something like that. You know what I mean? So I think just as sellers, you just got to readjust. Like you got to offer things in bundles or something like that.
Okay. Or like the choices.
Yeah.
Like, pick two.
Yeah. I wish you could though. I wish they would bundle everything so people didn't feel so awkward about it, because it would be a nice way to sell a bunch of $2-3 items, but you can't afford to do it with that 30-cent per item fee.
Right.
Yeah, very true. Now, Karen's got a really interesting question. What do you guys think? Do you feel like Whatnot will grow and be big? She's currently asking around like antique vendors and stores, but she's not getting feedback where people are saying, "Oh yeah, I've heard of Whatnot." What do you guys think about that?
I think it's hard to tell at this point. I mean,
Okay.
I can remember. Okay, here's an example. I can remember when TikTok first came out, and I was getting ads for TikTok, and I was like, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I will never download that app." And then COVID happened, and I'm sitting around in my house, and I'm like, "What the heck?" I download TikTok, and it's like the funniest thing. It's like, I love it. I'm on TikTok a lot, and so I feel like it has so much potential, much potential, and it's such a great platform. Even so, that eBay has eBay implemented their live?
No, but they're going to.
Not yet. Yeah.
Working on it. So I mean, eBay has taken notice. So I feel like it has great potential. Whether or not it's going to be a home run, that's yet to see.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of that has to do though with, I don't want to say that this, I'm trying to, first and foremost, I think, and Val is talking about it. She is seeing growth in her channel. Andrew, Anna, have you guys seen growth in your channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have seen.
There's also, I would say that there's a growth in it seems like there's a growth in bidders and also a growth in sellers. So it's
okay.
So, that evens out a little bit, but I think, over each time we go live and have a show, we get more followers. We, introduce who we are and what we like and, our show to new people. And I would say, each week we have more people coming back from the last week. And, it's the same with eBay. It's not, eBay is not an immediate success either. Like you have to build up hundreds of items on there, which takes a long time too. And to get to the point where, I'm selling enough every day to make it worth it. So, so in general, I would say that we try to look at what we're doing as, for Whatnot, we really love the community aspect and meeting new people like this. And we're not looking for an immediate success in anything. We're just looking to continually develop, both our knowledge of antiques and vintage things and our number of things on eBay and our sales, and look at it as a long-term thing. It's definitely not an immediate overnight, job, this reselling. So I don't, unless you find a pile of gold somewhere, and then, but anyway.
You never know, right? Now, Lisa does bring up, I think, a concern, especially for maybe people that have been very prevalent on other social medias outside of Whatnot, is that there may be a concern or a worry that a lot of her favorite YouTubers will jump just to selling on Whatnot. I mean, have you let me, and I don't know, I'm just gonna put you ladies on the spot. Is that something let me say this first. I don't foresee that happening with me as the Cult of Vintage. And that's just because I will say that if I found Whatnot to be so successful, that wouldn't mean that I would stop making YouTube content or that I wouldn't still want to go live or and engage in that community that has supported me and again has provided me the opportunity to be able to do Whatnot solely. Do you know what I mean? So it might change so far as the buying aspects for some YouTubers, but I don't think that somebody's going to stop. They're just going to throw in their towel and they're not going to do content anymore and they're not going to do lives anymore. Their selling may change for some sellers because at the end of the day, reselling for a lot of people, it is Laura, Mary Beth, Andrew, Anna, myself. It is quite frankly how we're paying our bills. And you have to do what is in your best financial interest. That said, I don't think being somebody that's on social media, it would be in your best financial, it wouldn't be in my best financial interest if I were to just solely exclusively say I'm done doing YouTube live sales and I'm only going to do Whatnot sales. That's for me personally. Could be something different for anybody else. Have you ladies thought of that at all?
Not really. I think for us, when we started, obviously when we started, we were both working full-time jobs, and now that's changed for Laura. But when we started, we wanted our channel to be a little bit more out of the box. We didn't want it to be specifically only vintage or reselling. We wanted to have some fun as well, which is sort of why we implemented the flippin' and sippin'. So, flippin' and sippin', it's just partially a sale. We get through that pretty quickly and then it transitions to something else. It transitions to a celebration of our viewers, really, because we just wholeheartly enjoy the interaction with them. So that's never going to change for us. Now, if down the road Whatnot happens to be a home run app and it's doing great, we'll definitely add that to our lineup, but we won't take away the social interaction.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that, it's funny, we started off, my idea was to start a YouTube channel just to promote the eBay store, just to, because it's a good way to do it, just direct everybody. I didn't know about live sales, just direct everybody to your eBay store or whatever. So, so I really I don't see as competition between YouTube and Whatnot as I do like eBay and Whatnot, and then again, that's different too. So I just really think that each one has its own different, because obviously eBay has a farther reach than 30 minutes worth of, 30 people in your sale. So.
And you know what? And I think Vintage Vonnier is kind of bringing up an interesting idea or concept. And I'm going to look at more of, obviously is very excited about selling and being on Whatnot. But in regards to, the estate sale category of furs or really expensive items that are like $1,500 or more, I don't see that Whatnot specifically to that. Let's talk about that actually. But I don't see that is that the market, that the demand, that the customer base on Whatnot in that category, in that product category, is there to support that. That's not to say that it couldn't happen. And I do want to go back to the comment that I did just have highlighted. Andrew and Anna were talking about it earlier, is that it is so important to make sure that if you're going to, however you choose to do it, if you choose to sell live, that you are setting a consistent date and time, so that way it is easier for people to remember when and where your sale is. That consistency is going to be the thing that helps people come back to your sale week after week after week after week. If you decide one week you're going to do it Tuesday, then the next week it's Thursday, and then the next week it's Friday, and then you're back to people have no idea where you're at, and you can advertise as much as you would like. It's still difficult. Everybody's got a busy life to remember when one particular seller is going to be, even if they're there, maybe if it's your favorite over time, but it can be, if you're trying to bring in new people, it's going to be hard to bring in those new people without the consistency of it. How do you guys think, and this just popped into my head, because right now it's estate sales and vintage. Do you guys think that there should be a difference? Because when I hear the word estate sale, I think I'm getting something inexpensive. Do you know what I'm saying? Versus like vintage, I don't know, vintage collectibles or vintage home decor, vintage hard goods, something along those lines. I think sometimes the way in which we phrase things can also kind of set up like a, s- a psychological expectation for people. Like, it's like, why is that going for $40? And for us, we're like, because this is a 23-inch Ellie Smith bittersweet vase. And it's going only for $40. But people are like, but that's too much because you're in the estate sale category. Have you guys thought of that at all?
Yeah, I don't know why they changed. I mean, they took the antiques word out to begin with because at the very first it was estate sales and antiques.
Yes.
So that sounded better. I mean, it sounded more high end. I'll say that.
Okay. There you
with
go.
the word antiques on it. But now then they've changed it to estate sales and vintage. Yeah, I don't care for it.
That's a good point,
Okay.
Mike. I really hadn't thought about it.
Antiques isn't even a subcategory anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
yeah. I wrote to Whatnot saying that I don't think they should remove antiques, and that I mean I would say we primarily sell antiques, like at least more than 50%. So not in a selfish way, but that there are other sellers that sell antiques, and that that should be in a category. And I think I suggested that it should either just be estate sales, and then you have the subcategories of vintage, antiques. But yeah, I think it's I don't think estate sales and vintage it should be together. Like, it's because then it's its own subcategory, vintage, so it's like there twice. Vintage decor.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, and Lynn's making the point that there is a guy that is selling authentic high dollar value purses, and in less than a minute go for 600 plus. But again, that's the thing. I bet he's doing it consistently. He's put the time and the effort into it. So, CT Husky. I'm gonna leave it there because I don't want to butcher the rest. Yukon, CT Husky Yukon. Oh, like Husky Yukon, like a sports team. Is that what it is? I don't know. But CT, let's go with that, is saying, why did Whatnot remove the ability to view live sales without being registered? You used to be able to view and scope out the format. Laura, you're aware of this?
I don't know. I don't know what I know about being registered, and I know that some people, I thought you could choose whether or not some people could buy or be in your sale without being registered, so to speak.
Yeah.
So the chat at the beginning when we started, it appeared in the comments as guest one joined. So that's how they were, like, just a guest, no account at all.
Okay. So Anna is saying, yeah, you used to be able to go if you weren't a registered buyer, you would appear in the chat. You could comment in the chat, but you didn't have a user. You were just assigned guest.
Guest one or two.
But Lynn is saying now that, or CT is saying that you can't even do that. I was not aware of that, to be honest with you.
That's not good.
Yeah, no, because people like to explore. They want to see if it's for them. You know what I mean? So if there's already walls and barriers, then people kind of are like, well, nah, you know. So I think it needs to maybe, if that is the case, I think it probably should be a little bit easier for new users to kind of get on and explore and see if Whatnot is going to be a fit for them. And George is making, hello, George. I saw, and the chat just lit up once George walked into the chat room. They just said, George.
Look at Andrew. There's a big old smile from him too.
Right?
George.
George is bringing up a good point that Whatnot is good for some sellers and some kinds of merchandise. Whether they can match eBay's reach in the long run is the question, or will it be more specialized? That's actually a really interesting thing. I mean, is Whatnot going after a huge market share, or are they trying to be more of a specialty online live sale? That, time will tell.
Michael, I was just going to speak to the potential. You guys know Harry Tornado. He does
Okay.
some types of thrifting YouTube videos and stuff like that. Well, he was selling, it was a charity auction tonight, but I had never seen this many people on there before. He had 1,600 people in the chat.
Wow.
So I had heard people be concerned of whether or not you could have that many people, as many people as you could on YouTube in a live chat, but obviously you can.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's epic.
Yeah.
Oh, Lena has got a specific question for Laura and Mary Beth. Ladies, what do you think is the best way to buy?
Lena likes it when I say that. I tell people they can email us if they see anything they like. It's the best way to buy something.
Now, how has that worked out for you? I mean, and this is why I'm asking. Okay. So, all right, let me get it comfortable because I'm curious about this. Because you say, and Misty does this too, she will film a video and say, if there's anything that you see in today's video, please just go ahead, send me an email at, Thrifter Junk or Vintage Hunter. So you guys do the same thing. And then somebody emails you, right? And they're curious about purchasing a specific item in a video. Like, I guess for me, it's hard because I keep a very low inventory stock. Do you know what I mean? So how do you do you feel like you're having to buy more in that way, or is it about the same?
Not really. We've never really had a low inventory stock, which is something I'm striving for. It's like my life's goal is to have a low inventory stock. Laura likes to buy these huge auction lots, so we get boxes and boxes and boxes of things. And so, especially in the beginning when we were first starting out, we were really limited what we were selling weekly. Because with our full-time jobs, it was really hard to, lend so much time to do shipping and invoicing and video work. So when we would say, email us if you're interested in something, we would do that with the expectation that maybe, 5 to 10 people might do that. And if they don't, they don't. And, we'll get to that item eventually. So it was just sort of a way to kind of, throw in some extra sales during the week for us when we were already limiting what we were selling.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't been doing that a lot.
No,
recently.
And to be honest, it's not quite as convenient as it once was, because the more people that you have to do that, I mean, it just gets hard. It's just a little hard to keep up with.
Mm-hmm.
Who emailed first? Tell this person it was $28 and then go down and tell the next person it's 28. Well, this person gets back and says, okay, or I'll pass. And then you got to go to the next person. So, I mean, if we were super popular, that would probably, have to kind of dwindle off.
You are super popular, right? Thank you, Andrew.
You're so sweet.
Do you know what I have actually thought about? Like in line with that, because in my mind I'm trying to, like, I get that and I like, the operating or the beginning stance of, well, it's a nice way to kind of maybe have some extra sales, but then I'm stuck in oh my gosh, but then what if somebody wants that and there's 3 different items that people want to buy and I have 3 sales this week and that inventory is for those 3 sales, then I'm down 3 items and I got to go back out and get, like, how do I achieve that balance? Something that I'm thinking about exploring, and I think that I think I'm going to put it in a video this week, is that rather than if you see something in the video, I've done this and this has worked successfully for me in the past, is that if there's something that you are specifically looking for, send me an email, let me know what it is and the price, most especially the price that you are looking to spend on an item. So if I am out shopping and I do see it and it is within one, the budget, and two, there is enough profit for me to take the time to purchase it, ship it, and blah, 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 then I will buy it.
That's a
So
great.
that's something I've been thinking about doing because it's an opportunity maybe for people to because we're outsourcing all the time. Like we're definitely sourcing more than just the casual collector. um, so we have that more opportunity. So I've been kind of thinking about doing something like that.
I think that's great. I had also thought about just an old fashioned email newsletter, like
Ooh.
week or whatever, that includes pictures of the items that you have for sale, how much they are. That takes out the whole first set of emails where you have to go back and forth about the price. And then somebody can just email back and say, yes, I want number 2. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we need to make a mail order form so they'll mail it in with their money order.
There you go.
She's being mean.
That beeper, I love it. Oh my gosh. So CT, I don't know how much money Whatnot has placed into their advertisement. If I'm to be completely frank with you, I think a lot of the advertisement that they have relied on up until this point, especially with small or emerging categories, specifically the estate and vintage category, has been word of mouth. It has been by new sellers, especially sellers that do have a social media platform, coming on and promoting their sale. And by extension, because they are promoting their sale, they are promoting the Whatnot. I mean, look at what we're doing right now. Do you know what I mean? We're on YouTube talking about Whatnot. So we are promoting them for free. You know what I'm saying? Now, the added benefit of that is that there are, like Andrew and Ana, some absolutely amazing sellers on there, and you want to see those sellers have that same opportunity. You want to say, because just like what was done with me, is that you have people that direct, their eyes to you, and I want to do that for other people, and it just so happens they happen to be on a different selling platform, and it's Whatnot. To me, that doesn't matter because they've got great personalities. It's an amazing vibe. They have fabulous antiques, especially. So it is about saying, look at Andrew and Ana, but then also, but they're on Whatnot. So we're doing both. We're doing double duty, and that's just that's the name of the game, and that's free.
I will say though that in relation to the comment before about YouTubers leaving YouTube for Whatnot, I would say that I've seen the opposite phenomenon, that Whatnot gets people comfortable with being in a live sale and on camera, and then from there they want to go onto YouTube, like kind of like us in a way.
Yeah.
So I would say it's almost the opposite, that more people will be going on to YouTube as.
And the best thing about Whatnot is that we met so many wonderful people like you guys. And
you know what? That's an amazing point of view, because I didn't think about it like that. Because we're used to being on this side, you guys are used to being on the other side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
It is. Susan's saying, why do beauty influencers get paid to talk about things and get paid for advertising? I think you guys should too. I think that we should, as a community, like, this isn't about me, but I think as a community, I see the validity in it, but think about it like this. Because we are specializing in vintage and antiques, most of the businesses are no longer, That's what makes them so collectible and desirable, is because they're not making anymore. Those companies don't exist anymore. So there's no companies to advertise for us. And the only ones that would be there for us to advertise would be antique malls or vendor malls, and they're a small business too. So it's kind of like,
Right.
but I agree. I think we should get paid too. But there's no more Westmoreland. No, Westmoreland did close.
Seen on Instagram certain vintage stores,
Okay.
and they have these like artisans that make like glasses and like more modern, obviously looking. So I guess it's similar to that. Like they're being paid to advertise their.
Like it's a vintage store that's advertising a new artisan,
Yeah,
I guess.
it could be
Okay.
something. I think.
Well, you know what? There's some stores that I do follow, like some antique stores that are really good. Um, there's three that I'm thinking of right now, and they're in Pennsylvania, obviously. But it's called On and On Antiques in Scranton, Pennsylvania. They're really good about self-promotion and about promoting their vendors through social media, specifically Instagram. Fragments of the Past, again, another really hip kind of antique store with vintage and retro, and American Daydreams. Also, those three stores are just absolutely tremendous at, one, promoting their business, but two, promoting their vendors within them. Yeah. What?
I was just going to add to that I'm at my mom's store 2 days a week, and we don't do a lot of Instagram as much, but we do put everything on Facebook that comes in as a new arrival. And this past week, I went. I had an online auction to pick up. Went and picked it up. And then the next morning, I like arranged it all, put the picture on Facebook, and I was gonna do a video because I was like trying to do a vlog video. I did my before shot, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna clean all this out, show that, and then I got it all fixed. Took my pictures for Facebook, put it on Facebook, and went back to make the video. And before I could make the video, I already had customers from Facebook come in and buy all of it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, all the blue and white.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's social media. I mean, it's like, it's crazy how many people pay attention and buy. They came in and bought, but I mean, it was because they saw it on Facebook. So,
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good problem to have, right?
Yeah. Nice problem to have.
I guess a lot of that has to do, I think, with COVID, because when you really think about it, when a lot of stores were closed, they kind of had to adapt. And how do we still stay in business? And a lot of that became about online ordering.
Right.
So I think that you had a lot of people, and I think circumstance really forced a lot of people maybe that hadn't purchased things online, and they put that into this space. So then when these online, whether it's YouTube or maybe even eBay, maybe they've never purchased on eBay, whatnot. So when these live sales are coming up, it's just another form of online shopping to people now that have, by circumstance, become very used to it. So yeah. Now, Lucinda, I don't know why I even said that, but Lucinda is asking, speaking of Instagram, resellers on Instagram have been discussing that their algorithms of views are way down lately. Any idea on what's happening with Instagram business accounts? I can't speak to that, Lucinda. I know Sarah is in the chat. She probably could speak more specifically to it. What I can tell you is that I can see a correlation that is also happening on YouTube, that there are some things, and I think it's very monetarily driven, so far as advertisers are not putting in as many dollars into social media as they did during COVID. And that is for whatever reason. And a lot of it is because the economy, inflation is high. People aren't spending as much. So one way to avoid temptation is just to kind of close it down altogether, if that makes sense. And then that kind of scares away the advertisers. And then Instagram, YouTube, people that rely on those computers to throw out metrics to promote videos for us to become monetized on, that money just isn't there as much. So it's a perfect storm, I would think.
And I would wager, Michael, to say as well that a lot of sellers based a lot of their numbers, especially a lot of up and coming sellers in the last couple of years, have really based their views and their numbers on pandemic level numbers. You know, when everybody was home and everybody didn't want to get out and nobody was going out and shopping. And so your numbers were just spiked, you know, enormously. And now then, as people are going out more and they're doing shopping elsewhere, you know, I think it's normal to see that those numbers are going to go down. I would expect those numbers to increase as winter comes and people don't want to get out as much anymore. I feel like that's just kind of the ebb and flow of sales. So
I think that is an amazing point. I would most certainly agree with it, though, too. Hopefully. I'm really hoping you're right.
Yeah.
How is your evening?
Sales have been good. Sales have been good. It's the social media aspect is what I would say. Like the live sales, I feel have been very good. But it's that social media stuff that I think is really kind of like, whoa. I'm sorry, Andrew, you were gonna say something.
I was gonna ask how your eBay is doing, because I know you just restarted it, right?
Oh, okay. Put me on the spot. That's okay. No, let's talk about it. That's what we're here for. Here's the thing. This is what I have discovered. I can't be the point behind me wanting to do eBay was to try to reach viewers that could not make a live sale, did not want to be on a live sale. And it was to try to provide as much opportunity for as many people as possible that want to buy something but can't. So I was trying to diversify. That's why I did eBay. That's why I did Whatnot. What I have found in a very quick and short period of time, I cannot do everything. I personally don't have an interest in having employees, if you will. I'm very content on running my sole proprietorship and keeping it solely me. There's not enough time in the day to shop and source and film and edit and do the live sales, do the editing, do the shipping, do the pictures, do the descriptions, do the listings, do the measurements for those. Like I cannot, as one person, there's zero way. There's zero way.
Anna and I together can barely do one Whatnot sale and eBay together, like two people.
Yeah, I'm struggling. eBay
Are you?
gets pushed to the back burner. So like every day I have really good intentions and then it doesn't happen. So I'm not giving up, but I'm not doing very well yet.
Mm-hmm.
Getting that all balanced.
It's a struggle.
It is. And I want to do it though. I want to be good at it because like Mary Beth said, I love to buy those auction lots. That's the way you can make money. I mean,
yeah.
And so there's lots of things that you can make money on that won't sell in a live sale in our group on YouTube. I mean, you know, that's nobody's fault. It's just that it's interesting. You know, you don't want to mix in purses or whatever to what we're, you know, a fossil purse with what we're doing, you know, but just found a fossil purse for $1 at a yard sale that'll probably bring $40, you know? So I want to get to doing that.
You just have to set yourself a goal.
I know.
Like you start off with like 2 a day and then go to 5 a day.
I know.
That's a lot though. That's a lot. Three, but see, that was my thing because I was like, truthfully, I was like, I'm just gonna do 15 items a week. Like, surely I can get 15. No, I couldn't.
It's a lot.
I couldn't. Especially like it's like, and it just so happened that I had three schedules the 2 weeks that I decided to do eBay. I mean, I got it done the first week. I was ready. What little hair I had left, I was ready to pull out.
What do you do, Andrew? Do you do it? Do you guys do a certain amount a week?
Like listing on eBay, you mean?
Uh,
We used to. Right now with Whatnot, we're just like lacing.
yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
I don't know how
But we
many.
have to get back because there's certain things that we don't sell on Whatnot. That
Yeah.
We don't think it's like the best place. But yeah, we have to get back to it soon.
Yeah, we're like right now. What we've realized is like, and others, obviously realize too. Like, it's you really have to develop new systems for changes in what you're doing. So the fact that we're now on Whatnot, we have to have a system in place to be able to like sort. Okay, what's going on eBay? Have it organized, and so it's the fastest and easiest. Like, so then we know. Okay, we just need to go to this shelf, and we have things ready for eBay, and then, but that's kind of what we're doing now, like starting to organize and separate. But we get really tired after a Whatnot sale because you only have 2 days to pack and ship everything, and it's a lot. Like it amounts to like, a big stack of packages, and I myself am not in physically great shape. I have like this really arthritic autoimmune disease, so like I have less energy, and so I need more time like to do things. Or so I would say that that's one thing holding us back too. But yeah, the most that you can do is like focus on organizing and like refining your system for getting things listed. And before we were doing maybe like 5 to 10 things a day on eBay. Yeah, something like that, but not now.
Well, it's so, and I think but I hear that a lot. You know what I mean? I really truly do hear that a lot. I hear a lot of sellers that have done maybe more traditional online sales through like eBay or Etsy or Macari even. Um, and then they start kind of like their live sale journey and they find one, it takes less time. Like you can go through, I mean, you guys know, you go through 10, 15, 20, 30 items in a matter of 2 hours and you're putting in way less time selling those. It's a less time investment rather than putting it on eBay and hoping and praying that somebody gets it. Like your audience is right there, they're ready to buy right then and there, instead of just throwing it out into the eBay sphere where there's quite literally millions of items on there to kind of sift through. So it's so much faster, it's so less time consuming. You take a picture of everything, that's all you need. You take a reel of everything, that's all you need. And then you can post it on your socials and your advertising. Maybe you throw up a graphic too, and then you have your live sale and boom, it's done. And then you're shipping and invoicing.
Yeah, I mean, I am hearing what you're throwing down there, Michael Todd. It's just I think if you could skip over the first part of being on eBay and get to where it was more motivating, like you were selling some larger items on a consistent basis, it might be more motivating. So like right now, it just feels like another thing on your to-do list, and that doesn't get you very much profit, or, just
it doesn't yield the result.
Right. So, but all these big sellers that, I love to watch a good eBay reseller video, like the Nurse Flipper and that Shell Bell. I love those. So, and you're just seeing, I mean, they're just selling that stuff, 10, 15 items a day.
Yeah.
So I just think it's just hard to get motivated, because when you go slow, it's not good. Your sales are not going to be good if you're not consistent.
Yeah.
Well, Andrew, you were saying earlier that is it like through your experience you found that really to make eBay successful you have to have at least so many items on there because you're working with like I guess like oh my gosh like scale you're working with the large scale so the more you have on then you might sell those 10 to 15 but you have to have at least 200 to be able to sell the 15 a day.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, if you put up a gold coin for $1, it would 100% sell like immediately, right? But other things you might say, okay, this is going to sell on average in 3 months. So if you flip a coin and that like you take 1 out of 90, like 90 days, you know. So if you put that up every day, you flip a coin, and it's like a 1 out of 90 chance, you know. So if you had like 1,000 items up there and they're all taking that flip, then you know it's going to be that percent of all of your items on average that you're going to sell. So
Okay.
with 1,000 items, if you know if they sell on average once every 3 months, you're going to sell a pretty decent amount of items a day. You know, so it's kind of like I think you have to look at it a little bit like that.
But
and
also, it's not like posting all at once the items. It's like every day the app wants you to be posting.
That
Like,
too, yeah.
they want you to be active on the app, using the app. Because it's like Instagram too. If you're not using it, they won't advertise you. They won't put you out
Really?
there.
Well, I mean,
That's
I
how
don't.
those work, right?
I mean, we still like we had when we started Whatnot, we had over like 700 items up on eBay, and we probably have only posted a few things, and we have maybe like 620 now. So we've sold a lot of items over the past month, but every day, then you're having a less total amount of items. So like you're gonna sell less each, you know, because you need. Ideally, we were working up. We wanted to get to 1,000 items on eBay, and now we're, you know, getting down. We've made like 7 something, and now we're down to 600. But I think, yeah, that's the kind of the goal. It's just like take your time, get higher priced items up on eBay, because a high priced item, not, you know, even if someone's getting a good deal on Whatnot, it doesn't mean that someone out of the 40 people you have really wants that. You know, it takes a special person.
Right.
A lot of the expensive porcelain that we sell on eBay overseas, and those people are Whatnot. Yeah, like Dresden, China. A lot of it we've sold to South Korea. This Dresden tea set we sold to someone in France, and that was up there for many months, and it took a long time to get to the price that we wanted for it. You know, and it just takes a long time for someone to, you know, want to pay that closer to retail price or something, you know.
Yeah. But see, do you guys then like like for me as a reseller, my motivators, like a lot of times, I don't know, say I find something for $10 and, you know, it's something that's really hard to find and it's, you know, it sells regularly on eBay for like $500, right? But I don't necessarily have an eBay. Actually, I do have something now that I'm thinking about it. There are they're like antique wooden figurines that I have up on eBay, and they have sat there for over a month now. And I've sent out offers, and nobody has bought even at the offers. So in my mind, I'm thinking I'm not getting a return on my investment, so it's costing me. Do you know what I mean? So is it better, like they're listed for like $600 because you cannot find them. Like you literally can't find them. And I just happened to stumble upon them. And I'm like, well, I don't, you know, I can't. And this is to LaDonna's point, though, I think, though, too, is that sometimes I get in this weird headspace of like, I don't know, I don't want to bring this and be like, this is going to start at $300. Not to say that I never have, or not that never will, but there's just certain things. So I'm like, well, let me try it on eBay. And then I get to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm not getting $600 for it. So I paid $10 for it. So isn't it better that I at least get the $100 for it? Because then at least I have a return on my investment. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you guys ever think about that?
Oh yeah.
Like, am I losing money? No, I'm making money. Am I making as much as what I could? And that's the thing. I could make more money, but am I going? No, I'm not. It's literally sitting in a box at this point. So, do you know what I mean?
We
Do you
we
guys ever struggle with that concept?
We do, and in fact, we have a great example. So for the most part, we really like to offer our buyers good deals on our channel because for the
Mhm.
most part, we get things really cheap because we buy things in bulk. We find things in boxes that we didn't know were there, and we get really excited. And for the most part, we don't pay much for our items. Currently, we have a couple of items that we did pay up for. And so we're kind of struggling to try to figure out how we want to sell those because in order to make money on them in a live sale, we're either going to have to start them at a very high price or we have to decide, do we want to sell them for a flat price, like say number one, if you want this item. But if that's the case, maybe we could have made more if we would have started it at a high price. Or do we take the chance and put them on eBay? So we have that very dilemma actually right now that we're trying to figure out what to do. So it's just kind of I don't know.
Do you have is it like one item or do you have like multiple similar same?
It's a pair. It's a pair of Panthers actually.
Oh. Oh, those Panthers.
Yeah.
Oh, those are
We'll get one to
nice.
Andrew.
Okay.
Andrew hasn't seen it, I bet.
Are they Hager?
They're, everybody loves a good panther in this group here, in this community.
Mhm.
The big black, stocky panthers.
Right.
And these are big ones.
Hey, Michael, she just fixed the chain. It was missing the chain, that.
Look at that collar.
Yeah, right?
Isn't that cool?
Crazy.
For a Florida house.
It's hand painted all the little green and red. Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's got gemstone eyes. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're trying to figure out how we're gonna, sell these.
I really think I'm a big advocate. I really think you need eBay and the live sales. I just think it's two different, it's just totally different things. And so, but like you say, Michael, the catch-22 to that is you really got to get that going in order for it to work.
Yeah. I mean,
if you only got 50 items, then they're probably just going to sit, no matter how good they are or what a bargain they are, they're not going to get seen. So
yeah, there's a lot of factors. I mean, is it a really big piece that's taking up a lot of space that you need? Is it, I mean, the little miniature tea set that we sold on eBay, it took many months. And we had offers coming in at like 500, 700, and we were like, no, we're going to wait for and anyway, but we had it on our like mantle and we really like it there. It's not like we need that space. I'm happy just to have it there if it never sells even for that one. But I mean, so there's different factors, or do you really need money for something like to source? Do you have like an opportunity to source something in the next week and you really need money to do that? But in general, I would say my thoughts are it's better to just keep listing high price items and let them sit. And like you get to a point where they'll start selling, you'll having those high price sales more and more often just because you have a large number of them.
But also I've been hearing on the eBay YouTubers that these past months were slow for eBay. I don't know what happened or how it works, but that's what they were all saying. So maybe recently started selling again, I think.
Okay.
More often, more items.
Yeah, like
Karen?
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Like we have like for instance, we have like 300 vintage like pieces of clothing, but they have like a problem. They'll have to be like washed and everything, and it's just like taking up a lot of space. And it's kind of to the point where we have other things that we want to focus on. We'd almost just give them to someone, especially if it's another reseller. We're happy to help out another reseller and just like give it to them, and we can just focus on what's important for us. So for that, like I would just give them away to someone if it's like if they want to take them all. But that's taking up a lot of space. And anyway, so it really depends on the situation. I think you have to think critically about everything. So.
Yeah. But you know what? And this is the thing, Karen, to that, Andrew, Karen has a good point. And this is the thing. She's saying, you know what? List them on eBay, give yourself a time limit. If it doesn't sell in that time limit, then you pull it, you set the price and give your viewers a shot at it.
Yeah. It's a great plan.
Yeah. And and also I wanted to say to I mean, Michael, you know this, but I was going to say to Andrew and Ana, it's so great. Like we actually have things that will sell more. They'll sell for more in a live sale than they will on eBay, because you just have your particular. We have this group. We know what they like, and they like it a lot, and they're willing to pay. They're willing to pay up for things in support of our channels because it's, they enjoy the entertainment aspect, and they, and they respect the fact that all of that takes work, and they're willing to pay up for stuff. So there's definitely a different market, And
you know who you're buying from. You feel like you have a relationship with that person. It's not like eBay when you buy something and it could, come wrapped in a plastic bag in a million pieces. I feel like there's trust there with the seller and buyer.
A rapport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's 100% true. Yeah. Oh, see, Garden Magic saying I will pay 20% more on a live sale. But that's always like the thing. And then like to LaDonna's point earlier, and I think, and Laura, Mary, Beth, I think we can all agree on this. It's like you never want to feel like, oh, I'm going to get this and I know this is going to sell at a live sale. You know what I mean? Because sometimes this is the crazy thing. And ladies, you've probably experienced, Andrew, Anna, you've probably experienced it too in your live sales. You buy something, you're like super stoked and you're like, yeah, this is going to do awesome. And then it flops. Okay. And then you buy this thing and you're like, yeah, it's okay. It's cute. Why not? And then it's like the thing that like blows up and you're like, what is going on right now? Like there's that has happened more times than, oh, this item's going to sell for this much. It's like the invert. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'll look for more of that then. You're like, I don't know.
That's
I don't know. It is. Yes, it can be. It is. Yeah. Okay. I know that there has been a lot of questions and really good comments, suggestions, ideas, and points. I do apologize for missing so many of them. Yeah, I don't know, but see, that's just, and Andrew was making that point, is it's so situational because there are sellers that do have the space to be able to accommodate a lot of stuff. I don't have that space. And for me, I don't want to have to rent a storage unit and have that cost on top of the cost of goods. So it's literally costing money to own that inventory. So there may be people that have the land, they just have a very large home, they've got additional storage spaces, or maybe they built a storage. Kat is a great example. She had the land to build, a business unit. I don't have that opportunity. So I always have to look at, if I get it, that's why I don't keep a lot of inventory, because I get it, I have to sell it. Otherwise I'm finally getting to a point where I'm like, that close to feeling like, okay, I'm in control again. I'm like that close to it. But it's so difficult. Like I can't sit on stuff for years.
Yes,
I don't
I
know.
get that.
Yeah.
That's what's nice
See?
about what. Yeah,
Go ahead.
you can. Yeah, I mean, we do similar buy in stock or in large lots, like we in bulk, and Whatnot helps kind of be able to keep buying and keep picking out these treasures and at a price where you can offer them on Whatnot too, even if it doesn't go
Mhm.
high, because you want to give to your people on Whatnot who are hanging out with you and stuff. But also you can keep sifting out and pulling out a couple of times like an item for eBay that's like, you know, higher priced, and you keep putting them to the side and listing them. I think that's the model that because you really can't buy lots if you're not selling a lot at a time, because it'll pile up so fast. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, like a couple of flats of items, but it really is, and to sell and ship them all is a lot. So
Yeah. Do you guys ever struggle with the I don't know. It's like you have inventory, but it's not speaking to you in the moment. It's not motivating you to want to sell it. And you're like, oh, no, this isn't, I'm not feeling good about this sale. I got to get something better.
yeah,
Do that. And that adds to the pile too very quickly.
It's
How
more
often do you walk in there and I'm like standing, like you stand in front of the refrigerator, I stand in front of the shelves and I'm just like not even picking anything up. I'm just like, what are we selling tonight? Yeah, Mary Beth is like, what are we selling tonight? I don't know. It's not talking to me. I mean, I can't. Nothing's doing it for me.
Yeah.
Anna wants one of those to use on me too.
We'll send you one, Anna.
uh, you guys have that problem too? Andrew and Anna?
Nah,
I combined your names.
You did.
Andrew and
Anna.
Yeah. Yeah, that we need to change, like sometimes our what we're selling. Like sometimes I'm like, I'm done with the China, or I'm done with, need to like something
keep it
new,
fresh.
new stuff.
Yeah, because that's what I mean.
for
At least
watching.
for us, and I think for both of you as well, or all three of you, it's not just that we're trying to find something that we can make, like flip for a profit. We buy
Yeah.
things that we think are special and important, and that interest us. So it's not just like if we want to do that, you could probably just resell, like, I don't know, some like packaged plastic thing that
Mhm.
thousands of them or something. But yeah, anyway, yeah, that's why I think the name is the Vintage Rescue Squad is so nice, because it really is. I mean, we're rescuing. Yeah, we're rescuing these items that, I mean, so many times if we weren't there to rescue something, it would have been destroyed or, in the dump, which is great,
Mhm.
which is, I think we see it that way too. It's not, we're trying to find things that are important to us and we think are special, and to rescue them and to get them into the right homes, so, and our home too. So anyway.
Yeah. There's also that problem though too.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I love this. I love this so much. I have gotten better with that. I will say I've started to pull stuff from the personal collection. It's like, okay, if you want to keep that, then you got to sell something then. What are you selling? So I've actually gotten a lot better with that recently,
I have to
admittedly.
to get rid of the personal
Yeah,
collection.
she pushes me to do that.
One in, one out. Two in, two out. That's only fair. Oh my gosh. So yeah, constant crazing and saying, so if you have a regular sale like Flatbirds, just update the audience every week to keep it fresh. Um I mean, we all sell vintage and antiques, but it's just like, I don't know. It's like you have this inventory, and for whatever reason, it's like it doesn't work together. And then you don't feel good. Like you're like, this sale isn't special enough, or
Yeah.
like this combination of items, it's not representing me, it's not exciting me, and because I'm not excited, then I don't feel like it's going to excite my audience. So I think that's what it is. It's like this psychological struggle of, this isn't good enough, it's all trash, just throw it all out and I need to start over fresh. It happens, it does happen.
And something that I find that we do, if we know that we have a sale upcoming with somebody like Misty or you or, somebody, we'll find that we like hoard our better stuff back. And so we're less likely to grab it for a Friday night sale because it's like a psychological thing. Because we're like, oh, if we're selling with Misty, we got to bring the good stuff, or we've had sales with pirate chicks before from Instagram. And we're like, oh my gosh, if we're going to sell with them, we got to bring the good stuff because they're going to bring such great things. So,
And also, I love a theme. So, like we did a tea party on Saturday and that was fun. So I just, have to leave all that stuff to the side. Like I've started naming the shelves for different sales,
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about that? Like, some people say it's not good to do a themed sale, but I was just wondering in the chat how they like it.
Well, Two Glassies is right there for the theme. Oh, Skeeters is saying, yeah, themes.
Oh, look, they're answering without me even asking that. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I do
I
like.
like. Oh, go ahead, Ben.
Oh, I like doing theme. Like I think it's like nicer, and you can talk more about like the items. But
Mhm.
yeah, I feel like sometimes you could do better when you're like having different stuff.
Now, Tiger's saying a cat, or is saying a cat, that the themes haven't necessarily worked for him. Cindy likes a theme every once in a while. Laura loves a theme. Sarah Lee is down with the theme. Jana is down. She's there for it. Elizabeth. So lots of people. Oh, that's a question. I'll get to it. Lots of people do love the themes, right? Julie's saying, I like the theme every once in a while, but she likes the variety mostly. That's kind of where I'm at. I like a look. I like to create a look, not necessarily a theme. So if the colors will blend well together so that you're creating like a look like in somebody's home, like tomorrow, if I'm going to be truthful, tomorrow was one of those sales, but I pushed myself to do it where I don't have a distinguished look. Like I didn't have enough items within that look to create an impactful picture or reel. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to show everything and I'm going to be done with it. But I like to create a look. So like the colors or coordinate or the pieces it doesn't have to be an era. It doesn't have to be like cats. Doesn't have to be an animal, or it doesn't have to be a holiday, but a color scheme. I do like a color scheme.
That's
Oh, that was sorry. There is a vintage theme, 100%. There's also an antique theme. I do see, and that's also too. I mean, Bluegrass is saying that the theme sales bring niche audiences, whereas a mix brings you more buyers. And that's what I like. I like surprising people. I like people not knowing what it is that they're going to find. They're going to find vintage. They're going to find antiques. They're going to find ephemera. They're going to find pottery. They're going to find glass. It's not trying to be one thing for one person or one niche. It's trying to give everybody or as many people as many things as possible so that you're constantly, again, trying to bring in new buyers. It keeps it exciting. It keeps it dynamic. And that's the fun to me because you're like, here's a jewelry, here's a book, here's a piece of glass. Here, I like that excitement to it.
Well, also it's, I think it's really nice that when we can introduce something that someone hasn't seen before, and like spark a curiosity in them. So, you know, they might come for something else, but then you have a mix of things. And I mean, because we're kind of curating in a way, we're deciding what to buy and we're deciding what to sell. So, and in a way that there's an appreciation that we have for the pieces that we get. So we're sharing that with the people who buy and hopefully passing that on so they have an appreciation for those things too. And, you know, with a mix, you can introduce those things, new things. I mean, I know.
Now, LaDonna's saying Christmas in July was out of control this year. Girl, look, the thrift stores were getting in on the Christmas in July this year. I was shook. I was like, what? It was a lot. But I like it. I have to admit, I do. I have Christmas stuff for sale tomorrow. Christmas in August.
Yeah, we just did Christmas stuff, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. We've gotten to where on Friday nights people have said that they've liked it. So the past few times we do, like, I just have a big tote of stuff that I get it at an auction, or, you know, I just keep it separated, like, or in an estate sale or whatever. And we just get it out, and like I'm showing Mary Beth, and at the same time we're just selling it. So people kind of like the surprise of that. And we had Christmas in there, and I was like, okay, you guys, do we do the Christmas? Do you want me to stick the Christmas back? And they're like, no, the Christmas.
Let's do it.
Do the Christmas. Bring it on. I want to buy the Christmas. So I was willing to bring it back, but they wanted it. They want what they want, Michael.
That's right. You got to listen to the people. I'm telling you. I don't know. I really like that idea where it's kind of like sometimes I struggle like with the whole like the advertising, and I know a lot of sellers have said that it's a feature that they really like on Whatnot is the catalog, where a buyer, I'm talking about double-edged swords. I kind of see that as a double-edged sword because I do like the element of surprise. I have never for any sale ever shown every single thing that I have for sale because I like there to be a surprise. I like there to be surprises that are wow items, and I like there to be surprises that are just kind of like the middle of the road kind of items. That's why I like that box idea though.
I did it today on Whatnot, and it was fun. So like on Whatnot, you can put, like, I like Whatnot because you can put the buy it now. You know, you have a whole buy it now section, but that's not the auction section. So if somebody wanted to shop through that, they can. But then for the auction today, I just had a box of stuff I hadn't gone through, and we just went through it together. And I said, I'm going to offer, if anybody wants to start this at 5, or if anybody wants to start this at 10, and if not, we'll go on to something else. And it worked pretty well.
It's the excitement though.
Yeah.
It's the excitement. Oh, Penny Sue. She's got mermaids tomorrow. You do? Okay. Enough said.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We struggle with that. Like organizing and knowing what to surprise, or like for our auction this week, we're doing kind of like a choice auction, but a lot of small things, and it's hard to know like what to put in the store. I mean, because it'll be like antique ephemera, or there's like these sterling silver World War II buttons and different things. And yeah, I don't know. Especially if it's a choice auction, you can't really put the items in before because it's just a choice.
Yeah.
But I will say I forgot to say that there is a theme on Whatnot this weekend. It's Paper Palooza.
That's right.
An ephemera, if that's, yeah. So it's an ephemera-based like event for Saturday and Sunday. So I think those are cool every like month or so that there's like some event that's like themed. But.
No, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's cool.
But even though like you can say ephemera, but like there's so many things that reside within like the ephemera catalog, like you just don't know necessarily what somebody's going to have. Oh, Yeah, Sarah Lee, thank you very much. Thank you for reminding me. We are getting close to our 10 o'clock hour, so, and I will remember at the official wrap up. But you guys, just a quick reminder that down in the description of this video are all of the links for everybody, including Misty Pate, that you're seeing on the screen. That includes eBay's, that includes Instagrams, it includes whatnots, it includes YouTube pages. So all of those links are down below for you in the description. I made it really easy for you. It is completely free. There's no obligation on you. It's just a really easy way to show a little bit of support to some really hardworking people. So please don't forget that down below. And I know it's an accident, it's a mistake. Things slip through the cracks that you wouldn't be following somebody up on the screen already. It's okay. Life is busy. I made it easy for you, right? Yes. And Cindy is back. So is Enamor Amy from the world's longest yard sale. Ladies, I hope you wore your sunscreen out there. That's right, Cindy. I saw you out there with Miss Pam Abama and Katie and Ariana. Y'all better been wearing your sunscreen. Yes. Yes. Well, guys, is there anything that I forgot to mention that you guys want to talk about before we do wrap it up?
I can't think of anything.
I can't think of anything. This was such a great, talk. It was so good.
It was really great.
Yeah.
I'm just personally I'm both of us. I don't want to speak for you, but I know that I'm really happy to finally meet all of you face to face in video, and that we've chatted and texted a lot, but it's really great to meet you in person. And we've been very isolated from the world these past years, and it's really nice to have this platform and community, and really just thanks for having us. And sorry for a bit awkward, and
no, you're not. So Skeeter is watching Anna's face whenever Mary Beth you go. So I think Anna really does need a buzzer. I think she's
okay. So in Vintage Color, they usually are on Wednesday nights on Whatnot. Is that right? You guys have kind of a regular spot.
Yeah.
And at any given time, you can find me or Michael Todd just hanging out in there. Join us.
I love it. Yeah. So Karen, and thank you for reminding me. So Andrew, I keep doing it. Andrew and Anna, Andrew, Andrew and Anna, you guys are going to be, where can we see you next?
So we at least have one auction every week, Wednesday night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern time on Whatnot. So that's every Wednesday. And then we are part of that Paper Palooza on Sunday night at 9 p.m.
Nice graphics.
But so
very cool.
A lot of
you got the postcards.
Love it.
Can I show one really cute? Can I show one really cute
Oh,
one?
yeah, you have to.
Of course.
Yeah, okay. It's like amazing.
Oh,
the cat's going down the sled.
That's so sweet.
What's this? It's a good day for a what?
It's a cold day for man.
Oh, for a man.
Needs a knife and does not have a Mar and Grosch razor steel in his pocket. I don't know how it works, but yeah.
It's an advert.
That cat's got a shank on him. You better watch out.
And I don't know. We want to make YouTube eventually, or at least, I primarily like the idea of like putting my music in with the selling videos. So
that would be amazing.
Yeah. So on our YouTube that we just made, like put a little bit of a piano piece in with our little trailer, but we'll be on Whatnot for those days. So And what about you both?
Laura, Mary Beth. So Wednesday night, Whatnot, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time in Vintage Color. Again, that link is down in the description for you. Laura, Mary Beth, ladies, when can we see you next?
Well, let's see. I think that the very next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be joining Yvonne Thrifty Rich on her channel Wednesday night,
6 o'clock
at 6
Central.
6 o'clock Central. And then, of course, we have our
Maybe offering the Panthers there.
Maybe we're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, as always, you can join us Friday nights for Flippin' and Sippin'. That's at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Every Friday, we have a great time. Pour yourself a glass of water or an adult beverage or whatever you want and join us.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to have a consistent whatnot sale Mondays at 1:30. So even if I still think I might toy around with the nighttime whatnot sale, but I'm trying to be consistent. So, 1:30 is on Monday. Jamie Mid-Century Wasted does them earlier, like before that. So I'm trying to kind of stick with that for a little bit and see how that works.
Will you call it late night with Laura's?
Ooh.
I love that buzzer too. I don't know. I think that might be a fun name. So yeah, you guys tomorrow, what is tomorrow? Tuesday, tomorrow is our Misty and I sell at 1 p.m. We are going to play it by ear as to whose channel it will be on. Stay tuned. Right now, it's scheduled to be on Misty's channel. I'm going to secretly try to convince her to take that day off tomorrow, too. So it'll probably be on my channel.
We should vote on it.
Tell her to line up all of her stuff, and then you can have like me or somebody on, and we'll sell it for her. Like, just a big number on it, and set up the camera, and then we'll just like sell it.
Put it on a conveyor belt and get it to roll. That would be hilarious. So yeah, guys, do stay tuned for that. Well, I'll keep you updated probably tomorrow at some point. So you guys, I want to thank Laura and Mary Beth for coming back with us tonight. Andrew and Ana, thank you so much for taking a chance and coming out of your comfort zone and coming over here onto YouTube. I know it's always a nerve-wracking thing. I cannot thank you enough for doing that for us tonight. You guys, please make sure that you are following everybody, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, or whatnot. Again, there's no commitment on you to do that. It just kind of helps push their content a little bit further out into those algorithms. You guys are going to be supporting not only some great businesses, but some absolutely amazing human beings. You guys, thank you for taking time out of your day, spending it here with us on Vintage Rescue Squad. We do appreciate it. Hopefully we will see you again all soon. We hope you all have a good night. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.